Cheers, bro. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. We chilling.
Cheers.
Cheers. Boom.
Kev.
He's just gonna sing.
He at the corner.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man, here we go, man. Hang on Beatdrop podcast.
Yeah.
We in episode 75.
75.
I feel good, man. I feel like just excited. Cause I got the homie, man. I got my Virgo brother. We still Virgos, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I
I
wanna
mean, we
make
gonna be Virgos until the day we die.
I want to make sure we don't change it up and shit.
Your birthday never changes.
I don't know if the sign is like you gotta rent it or some shit.
Nah. Virgo.
Man, I got the homie B-Eazy, man. What's good?
What's up, bro?
We chilling?
Thank you for having me.
Hey, dog. I'm excited to have you, dog, because I known you for some years, and you just been a solid dude, bro. You're
Thank
always
you.
motivational as fuck. You're always
Thank
just
you.
in a good vibe, and I'm just excited, man, because I just want to, like, get to know you better and shit. I feel like we know each other, but we
Right.
don't, like, know each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I
Does that
feel
make
that.
sense? Does
Yeah.
That,
That makes a lot of sense.
Makes a little sense, you know?
It makes a lot of sense after all of this.
Yeah, after all this alcohol, I hope it makes
After all
sense.
this
You know?
alcohol. Yeah.
Take a little sip. All right, bro. So let's just start from the jump, man. On the podcast, we just like to get to know people's stories and shit.
Okay.
And let's just start where you from, where you grew up at, and we would just glide from there, bro.
I'm from a small city in Los Angeles called Compton.
That's right.
Yeah, Hub City. Shout out to everybody from Compton.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up throughout LA, Compton, South Central,
Okay.
and Hawthorne.
Sweet.
So that was my foundation as a kid growing up, just those areas, Compton,
Yeah.
South Central, and Hawthorne.
Dope.
Yep.
And then what was like life as a kid? Like, what were you doing? Like, were you into sports? Were you into just like music? Like, what was it like for you?
Yeah, I was into drawing a lot as a kid, art, and then music and basketball. Basketball was like my first love.
First love?
Yep, basketball was my first love. And I used to dribble, and I learned how to spin the ball on my finger.
Oh, shit, you were
I was a Harlem Globetrotter.
on some and one shit?
Yeah, I was and one before it was and one. But
Yeah.
that was my first my first love, and then drawing,
Drawing,
graffiti
yeah.
art, and drawing names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then music was always there too.
Yeah.
So that was always like the foundation too. When
Yeah.
I wasn't doing basketball, wasn't playing basketball or drawing or something like that.
What kind of music were you into at that time?
As a kid, I was into Jodeci,
Nice.
Sade, Luther Vandross,
Oh, you were in the vibe.
Kenny G.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I was listening to what my mom was listening
that's
to.
right,
So when
yeah.
you a kid, you can't control the radio.
Yeah, your mom's like, what the fuck is you doing touching the tune?
Yeah, so we I was in the car, like in the back seat, like just listening to, you know what I'm saying, listening to what I could listen to. And at that time, it was 94.7 The Wave.
That's what's
So
up.
my mom used to listen to all of like the smooth jazz and
Yeah.
easy listening music. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that was like my foundation as a kid growing up. But then after a while, I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to what I want to listen to.
Yeah.
And then it went into like all of the R&B, the Aaliyahs, the Jodeci's, like I said, whoever was out at that time that was just like major in, Boys to Men, whoever was major. And I was really a big R&B fan for some
Yeah.
reason as a kid. I
Yeah.
still am.
No, hell yeah.
So that was like who I would listen to really, really young.
Yeah. No, that's dope, bro. And then like when you were a kid, did you want to like play basketball when you grew up, or it was just you were just kind of just living life and shit?
I wanted to play basketball, and then I realized two things. One, that I had to practice. I had to go to practice.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
And
Like,
I was
practice.
Like, "Damn, I gotta practice. Like,
Practice.
I want me to practice. I'm already good. I don't
Yeah,
need
like,
to
what the
practice.
fuck?
What the fuck is practice for? Practice. This shit
Yeah.
is stupid. So I was like, and then I realized too that I wasn't that tall. So that was like,
Yeah.
But for me, it didn't really bother me to the fact that I wasn't that tall, because I was so fast on the court that I was able to get around taller people or shoot over them, like with shots that were like that they couldn't block, like teardrops. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna throw this shit over your arm so you can't even catch this shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't even block it. So, I mean, once reality kind of set in, it was like I wasn't taking it serious enough to actually pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm cool. I'm gonna just play this shit at the park.
Yeah.
But I loved it though, and it kept me busy, and it also kept me out of the streets.
Yeah.
Like basketball and music, growing up in the environment that I was in,
Mm-hmm.
kept me out of the streets, which was a blessing because there was so much going on at that time. Like I was just like, man, I'd rather be doing this than be out here, you know, getting shot at or getting banged on or, you know, stupid shit that was going on.
No, I feel you. And then, like, as far as, like, your mom, was she just kind of, like, wanting you to just focus on something, or she just kind of wanted you to, she just kind of let you just be, in a sense?
My mom just let me be. She just wanted me to do good in school.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was working hard trying to provide for me and her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, she just wanted me to be a good kid.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't really care what I did as long as I stayed out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, my mom was the provider for the both of us, you know. So, it was like she made sure that I did my homework and different things like that.
Yeah.
But in the same conversation, I was also like kind of free to be able to just be a kid, you know what I'm saying, and be a little boy growing up in the hood. And that's what I did. Like I was in the streets, I was learning what was going on, seeing different shit, learning shit. So it made me street smart at a young age. She didn't shelter me. She tried to, but it didn't work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, but I'm gonna respect my mom, but I'm gonna go out here and see what's really popping. Yeah. And that's what I did. I was always out in the streets. I was always, you know, after school hanging out or, you know, with this person or that person that was a local, you know, hood celebrity or just learning, picking up things, not necessarily participating in what was going on, but just kind of understanding things from the street perspective so I knew what the streets were. Right, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of focused more on that than I did in school because school for me, I always felt like school for me was like they was teaching this shit that really wasn't going to help us when we got older. That's the way I felt at a young age.
I feel this. I still feel the same.
I felt that at a young age. I'm like, man, what the fuck this got to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like
periodic table of elements.
What? Christopher Columbus. Hey, man. Like, you know, but I felt like I needed to know what I needed to have to survive growing up in the environment I was in at a young age. So I felt like that was more important to me than what the fuck they was telling me in school, which necessarily probably wasn't the right way to look at it, but that's the way I felt, and that's what I did, you know? So I was just learning the streets. Like, you know, I wasn't a street dude. I was never a gang member. I never tried to be a gang member. Like, that wasn't my life. I just wanted to understand what was going on so I knew how to conduct myself in the environment that I was living in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense, bro. And then like as far as for school, like what was school like easy for you, like, or you just felt like you weren't really 100% checked in all the time? You were just like, I'm just here because I low-key just gotta be here, you know what I mean?
Shit, I was more focused on making the homies and the girls laugh and you know how we are, we goofy. So I was just like, I was more focused on having a good time, you know. But then once I got in like 11th, 12th grade, I was like, damn, I gotta graduate. Like I can't not graduate. I can't go 12 years of school and not graduate, you know. So I kind of focused more. But I think in retrospective, looking back on it, I think that I could have took my grade years more seriously. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like to advance further academically, but I made it. Like, so I'm grateful to God that I did, and to anybody listening, like I hope that for the, you know, the kids that are younger, that I hope that y'all take school serious and y'all don't bullshit and you know, focus on being a class clown and all that shit. That shit, it's funny, it's cool, but at the same time, get your homework done, get your schoolwork done, and really be somebody for yourself, and don't worry about everybody else. I would just focus on everybody else. I didn't care about what I was doing. I was just like,
yeah, no, I feel you. And then I also think too, like when you're the class clown, like you fuck around so much, you're just making everybody laugh, and people laugh, but then they're trying to do better for themselves too.
Right, and then you're fucking it up for them. It's like,
you know, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, I was smart. It's not like I was dumb. I was smart. Like, I'm a smart person. It's just that I never agreed to certain or certain I guess you could say the way certain things were taught, I just didn't. It's like
yeah, it was like it just threw you off and shit.
Yeah, it threw me off, and then the attitude that certain teachers had with me, I'm like, man, you don't care, so why should I? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
bro, yeah,
fuck you and fuck this class, but
yeah, I feel you though, dog.
But you know, and like again, that's not necessarily the right way to feel about it.
Yeah.
But as a kid, you don't know, man. You just living life and going through and trying to do the best that you can, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I felt like I tried and I did what I could and I made it. So. But to anybody listening, do good in school and do what you're supposed to do because it's important.
Yeah, no,
definitely important.
No, that's awesome, bro. And then, so you were in high school and shit, and like, did you want to go to college, or were you just kind of like, nah, that wasn't really a mindset for you?
I think I wanted to. Part of me wanted to go to college, and then part of me kind of didn't. But you know, it's always you wanna fit that like normal like.
Yeah.
You know that role in society, or you know, you go to high school, go to college, you graduate,
get a good job,
get a good job, blase.
Mm-hmm.
But music was always my passion.
Yeah.
And other things in entertainment. I know I wanted to be in entertainment some kind of form.
Yeah.
In some kind of form, like whether it was acting, whether it was playing sports, or whether it was DJing or rapping or whatever the case, producing. Like I knew that that's what I wanted to do, and I knew that you didn't have to go to school for that. So I was kind of like,
you were like,
whatever.
Yeah.
If I go, I go. And then I eventually went to community college.
How was that?
It was cool. I seen the homies.
You're like, they got some good food and shit.
I'm like, oh shit, man, we was just in high school together. What's up, man? We here. I just remember showing up to El Camino College like
oh shit, it feels like sixth period again.
Damn, what's up? We here, right? Y'all going to class? Oh, y'all going. Y'all going for real?
Like, oh,
all right, fuck it. I guess I'm about to go to class. Yeah, fuck it. I didn't last that long.
It was a rap. Like,
I was like, man, this shit, y'all really going to school?
Are y'all taking this shit serious? Like, what the fuck?
What is y'all doing? Y'all taking this shit serious?
Like, come on, man. Y'all selfish.
Here, man. I'm about to go get a job.
Oh, shit.
I'm about to go work at the airport. That's what everybody did when they graduated from high school. They went to work at the airport. Everybody like, nigga, I'm working at LAX. Nigga, me too.
Like, hey, they got benefits.
Benefits, man. That was a shit. And everybody listening that went to school with me know if you graduated from Gardena High School, all the homies that graduated, they went straight to the airport. They was hiring like a motherfucker in 04.
Were they though?
I don't know what was going on with the airport in 04, but they was hiring.
Oh shit.
Niggas was in there like, damn, you got a job too, my nigga?
Where at the airport.
We all sitting in orientation looking at everybody like, damn, we all up in this motherfucker.
Oh shit, that's so good.
We was just ditching not too long ago. Now we at work. This shit is crazy.
Fuck. Did you ever work at the airport or not?
Yeah, no, I worked. That was my first job out of high school.
Shit.
Out of high school, I had a job prior to that. I worked at Burger King.
How was that?
I got mad because this dude came in and ordered like 26 Whoppers one day, and I was mad. I was like, "What the fuck? You want 26?
What the fuck is your problem?"
I didn't eat Burger King for like 6 years after that. I hated Burger King.
Yeah, I'm sure. Fuck.
But if y'all want to give me some money, it's all good. I endorse y'all shit. Y'all shit good. I love Burger King.
Sponsorships right quick.
Burger King, I eat that shit every day.
I love me the Whopper.
Woo! Y'all got the best chicken sandwich. Popeyes who?
Oh shit. Okay, so were you? When did the DJ shit come about though? Like when was that? Like okay, you know what? Like let me start trying to figure out how I can make this music shit just kind of go for me. You know?
The DJing thing came about when I was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace to my uncle Mixmaster Spade. He was like, for the people that are from LA and from Compton, like older, they know who Mixmaster Spade is, and he was like a pioneer for really like the gangster rap, like the drug gangster culture in LA. Shout out to Ice-T, shout out to NWA. They put a lot of that out there, Ice Cube.
Right.
But like Mixmaster Spade, he was a DJ and he was a rapper.
Okay.
Shout out to Toddy T too. They were the ones that was really kind of like putting out the forefront about the crack epidemic and what was going on back then in the Battle Ram when they was raiding people's houses and you know, knocking down the doors, and they were the ones that were really talking about that early before the shit really got popping. You know what I'm saying? So I was living with him as a kid. Earlier off camera we was talking about the OJ thing. During that OJ time, I was actually homeless, and my mom's best friend was like, hey, come stay with us, you know, and which is like my auntie. And then you know, my uncle Mixmaster Spade, that's our son, he just took me in, like, you know, like, hey, you with me. And he would take me to parties and he'd be like, yo, like, DJ. And I would get up there and I would DJ, and that was like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I knew how to play the record, you know, but I didn't know how to scratch, how to blend, none of that. I just knew how to play the record. So at that time, that was like the introduction to me to like, okay, this is what you want to do. I'm gonna let you do it. And he put me up in a party with like fucking 100, 200 people in Long Beach. And I'm like 14 years old. Strippers, everything, bro. That was the first time I seen strippers. I was lit.
You were living life, dog.
Living life, man. I'm like, oh man, this shit is amazing. I'm in Long Beach at a gangster party.
You were like, fuck the airport.
It's nothing but gang members and strippers. I'm like, man, this shit crazy. And like, I remember taking the strippers' panties home. Right?
Oh shit, you got souvenirs, bro?
Yeah, bro. Listen, my uncle used to always tease me about that shit. He's like, you still got her panties? I'm like, yes. I was so excited. Like, I was a bad kid, but anyway.
Yeah, you learn from that though. You learn
from that. You move on. You know, become a better person. Yeah. You know. But when that happened, it was just like I fell in love with just DJing. You know, like he always would ask me, like, man, like, you should rap. He used to tell me, you should rap. You should rap. And I'm like, man, I don't want to rap. Like, I can't rap. He could, but now in retrospect, looking back at it, I think he wanted me to do what he was doing because he was a good rapper. And he had songs out and he was a rapper and a DJ. So he wanted me to follow that, you know. But I was too shy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, nah, I'd rather DJ play the background. You know, I let the rapper be the rapper. But that was when it first evolved when I was like 14 years old. And I just stuck with it after that.
And then when you were so then after that, like, so after, you know, you're working at the airport and shit, like, what was the next step? Like, you were just kind of just working a few 9-to-5s just to kind of figure it out and shit like that?
Shit. You talking about after graduating from high school?
Yeah.
Well, I ended up moving to Vegas.
Okay.
After I graduated. There's a lot of shit going on. And I was just like, I got to get out of LA. It's too much.
It ain't right, you know?
It's too much going on. I just didn't want to become a product of my environment. So I was just, I think my mind frame at that time, I just wanted to be in the streets, and I felt like that was where I needed to be. And not knowing that really wasn't my thing. Like, you know, the streets aren't for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think being around so many people that were my friends at the time are still my friends today, I just thought that being in the streets was like that. I'm supposed to be in the streets. Like, I'm from the hood. I'm supposed to be in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood. I'm supposed to kick it in the hood. And then once, like, a lot of shit started going on, I was just like, I reached out to my brother, and I'm like, yo, I got to get out of here. And my brother, he lived in Vegas at the time. He was like, man, I was like, I need to come where you at. And he's like, come on. And I moved out there. I quit my job. I was working at the post office. I quit my job. They was about to fire me anyway. I was a temp at the post office. They was about to fire me. So I was like, fuck it. I'm out of here anyway. So I left, went to Vegas, and my brother was like, hey, man, the radio station, they're having a casting call.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, a casting call? He's like, yeah, you should go down there and try out. I was like, nah, I ain't going to that shit. Like, I ain't go get no fucking radio job. Like, they don't want me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would... He's like, nah, you should go, man. You got a good personality. You should go check it out. I'm like, all right, fuck it.
How were you at that time?
20. I think I was 20. Okay. Yeah, I was 20. And I went, and they loved me. And I was like, I killed the audition. And they were like, yo, we want you to work here.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, damn, like it really opened my eyes to help me understand who I really was. You know what I'm saying? Like after all these years of acting a fool and being funny and all that shit, it really allowed me to shine. And I was like, cool. And then I started working at High 97.5 in Las Vegas.
That's dope.
And that was like my introduction to radio.
Shit.
And Jay Cruz was there.
Wow.
Cece, the Mamacita, she was there.
Oh, she was there?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
A couple other people, but like that was where like my intro to radio was. And after that, it was just like I never looked back.
Damn. And what were you doing at that time? Was it promotional, like street team and stuff like that?
I was on a street team. I started on a street team, and man, like I started like, man, I used to jump on top of cars and promo, and like I was wild, bro.
Just working.
What? What? I was wild, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody that worked with me at that time, they like, B, man, that dude love his job because I was wild.
Yeah.
I was ready to do whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Yeah.
To get the job done. I was like, yo, we having fun. But then I became so influential that is that the right word? Yeah, influential.
So, yeah.
I've been drinking.
Makes sense.
I was so good at my job, and everybody loved me that they ended up promoting me to like a supervisor position. So like now I was the one in charge of the street team, like in charge of my group, because they would have groups. So like your shift, you would be like the supervisor for your shift, and you'd be in charge for 3-4 people that you're with, and y'all go and conduct what y'all doing. But I loved it. Yeah. Like I loved it. I was like, cool. But then at that same time, DJ Franzen from the Bay, he brought me up under his wing.
That's dope.
And he like, yo, like, I don't know why, and I'm gonna ask him one day, but he kind of like big brother, little brother type thing. And I didn't really have nobody out there like that. And he still is. He's the man out there. Yeah. And he was just like, come on. And he took me everywhere, bro. Like, man, I was around Floyd Mayweather, Rick Ross, Jeezy, anybody that was popping, Nelly, anybody that was popping, I was there because of him. And he started putting me around all these people early. I'm like 21 years old at this time, so now I've became 21, so now I can get in the club. Yeah. And at that time, man, it was just like E40, like everybody, T-Pain. Wow. I was around so many people at a young age. Yeah. And he was really like, after the club, we would go to his house and hop on the turntables. And he would really teach me how to blend because I thought I was a DJ. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm a DJ. Like, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I got this shit. Until you really meet a real DJ. Yeah. Like, until you meet a turntablist. That's like a real DJ that can scratch and do everything. Like, so I'm like, damn, I can't do a lot of this. Blending. This shit.
The fuck is this?
You gotta make them the tempos meet?
You're like BPMs.
How you make the tempos meet? BPMs. Like, what the fuck? This shit crazy. So like I did that, and like every day, man, he would just be on me like, man, record yourself, and if you fuck up, start over. I'm like, man, I would try to record mixes.
You were like, practice.
But this was something I really liked though. I was like, okay, fuck cool. It. It's only I'm gonna get better. Yeah. So by that time I was a little older, so I had a better perspective. But I just practice, and I would record myself, and make mixes and fuck up and start over, and then eventually I just got better and better and better and better, and the next thing I know, I was really good, and I was like, wow, like it was like I couldn't imagine not being good after that. I was so good at doing what I did, and I was grateful for that. So if it wasn't for DJ Friends and really, stepping in and taking me under his wing and introducing me to the people that were celebrities and being on me as a mentor, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in now. Yeah. Because he helped me take it serious to the next level.
Damn. Shout out to him, man. That's fucking dope. And like, how did it help you as far as like club sets, being around him? You know what I mean? Like just being able to see him rock a crowd. Like, were you just taking all that information in and just being like, oh, okay, cool, like how do you open up and shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like that was so helpful for you to be around him, just to see him carry vibes like that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was at that time, it wasn't really any hip hop clubs in Vegas.
Okay.
Hip hop in Vegas now it's a little it's better now, but
Right.
back then it was mainly house music. House music was like that was it.
Yeah.
It was one club, which was it was called OPM at 1st,
Mhm.
and then they changed the name to Poetry.
Oh shit.
And anybody that went to Vegas around that time knew that was a spot to be.
Mhm.
2000, I think I was there in like 2009, 2008, 2010, like around that time.
Yeah.
That was a spot. Like
Man.
that was a spot to be at. If you was an entertainer, a rapper, football player, basketball player, you was at Poetry, because that's where you could hear the hip hop.
Yeah.
With DJ Francis. So watching him rock the crowds, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just taking notes, like, you know, like watching and
Just learning.
he would let me hop on the turntables and I would hop on and do like the last 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But that was everything for me.
Hell yeah.
You know, like shit, young kid,
Yeah.
DJing in Vegas, like, man, coming from the hood and Compton.
That's
it's just
right.
like, nigga, you made it. Nigga, you a star.
No, hell yeah. And then
Yeah.
like, okay, so now you kind of you're getting better, you're doing your thing. Like,
Mhm.
what was the next step? Were you like trying to get on air? Like, what was next for you? Were you like, okay, like it's time to step it up?
I wanted to step it up, and then it was just like we didn't get on good terms at the station.
Oh, okay.
And not me and Francis, but some other people.
Mhm.
And I ended up leaving the station, and I was just like, fuck, man. I was kind of it was a depressing moment for me, because that's where I wanted to be. So then I just had to figure it out. So I ended up going to school. I went to Florida for school for a while, to music school. And then I came back to LA because my mom was sick.
Oh shit.
And plus I needed to transfer back to LA, but my mom was sick also. And so it's kind of like, yeah, let me come back home.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, let me be back in LA where I needed to be, now that I got a different mind frame. Like, when I left LA, bro, I changed the way I dress. I threw away I was used to dress, bro. I used to wear Dickies and
Yeah.
Pendletons and Chucks,
Oh
and
shit.
I was thugged out for
Yeah.
no reason, you
Yeah.
know? And when I got back, I had a different mind frame. You know what I'm saying? So once I got back, I just changed everything, and I'm like, damn, I want to get back into this shit. So I had a friend, Raging Asian. He ended up, so I got introduced to Raging Asian from somebody at the radio station in Vegas.
Okay.
Rage introduced me to Just Incredible.
Shout out to Justin.
Just Incredible was at Power. Rage was at another station. So when I met Justin, he's at Power. Power is like the biggest station in LA.
Right.
I'm like, man, I need to come here all the time.
Mhm.
So I got cool with Jay, and I'm like, yo, you mind if I come back tomorrow? He like, yo, come back. It's all good. Like, you want to help me do some stuff? You can help me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So then I came back, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and
Yeah.
next thing you know, I ended up kind of being like a staple there, because I was always there with Justin, helping him with, with top 10 celebrity countdowns with different celebrities that were coming in at nighttime to do music countdowns. It was crazy. Like, it was so much going on at that time, but I was blessed to be able to be a part of it, you know? So I think at each stage, it was always somebody that was kind of like, I fuck with you, come on.
Yeah.
And that was the blessing. Because I couldn't have did it by myself, So those people were always, like, it was always somebody in the background, like, nah, he with me. Like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, he cool, I fuck with him. And those are the, like, heaven sent angels that was just like, God was like, yo, help him out. And they were the ones that helped me out.
That's fucking dope.
So shout out to Justin, too, because he was the one that kind of took me along, too, in my radio career in LA.
No, that's dope. Shout out to Just, man. And like, what do you think made you make that move, where you were just like, hey, Just, like, let me help you? Because I feel like a lot of people, like, their egos will get to them, and they won't want to ask, like, hey, like, can I come back? Or like, yo, you need help? Like, what do you think made you just go like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'm just, what do y'all need? Like, what do you think made you just be that type of person where you were down to help? You were down for the cause, you know?
The passion for the music, the passion for learning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just the culture. Like, we love the culture.
Yeah.
You know, I love the culture. I'm from the culture.
Right.
You know, I was brought up, you know, I was in love with the culture since I was a little kid, like just like you were, like with hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that you can do to contribute to it, you do it. You know, you're like, fuck it. You know, if it's not degrading or anything like that, then you're like, fuck it, man. Like, and then I'm helping out at the #1 station in Los Angeles, like in the #1, #2 market. Like, why not? Like, I'd be crazy not to.
Yeah.
So I just took it from there and just utilize it to the best of my ability.
Yeah. No,
at that point.
dope. Hell yeah. And then, so at that time, you started doing the league show, right?
The league show didn't happen till like way later.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to say a few years later.
A few years later.
I had already knew Justin and Milk for a while.
Yeah.
For a while, like, I want to say the league show started in like, damn, because we had Nip was one of like the first guests on the league show.
Damn.
Early.
That's
yeah.
fucking crazy, bro.
That was like probably 2000. Fuck, man. I don't even want to say the wrong number, but it was early. He was like one of the first guests.
Yeah.
One of the first guests. I think I still got that show too.
Damn, that's fucking dope, man. That's fucking sick, dog. Cause I even had the privilege too to like spend with you guys too for Shade 45. You know, like that's such a dope show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and even with that, like, that was like a blessing too, because they were on Shade 45. They had their own show. Justin and Sour Milk had their own show.
Yeah.
And one day Jess was like, "Hey man, you wanna do a set?" I'm like, "Nigga."
What?
Do a bird? Nigga, what?
Is water wet?
What? Nigga, do a bear shit in the woods? Nigga, hell yeah, I want to do a set. Nigga, do birds fly?
Oh,
Nigga, hell yeah. So I did a set, and like it eventually turned into like, you know, I think I did a set, and then I think Milk ended up having a kid at that like early too, and like a lot of that helped me like fill in for you know, because Milk was the original DJ on the show. And shout out to Sour Milk, like they really gave me that opportunity to shine. Like they didn't have to, you know, that was their show. They could have said, all right, you do one set, you out. But nah, they just kept me, and I stayed, and I kept doing sets, and shit, now we like almost fucking 11 years later.
Killing it, bro. That's fucking crazy. Like, and how do you choose the music, bro? Like, you know, I'm sure there's so many artists that are like, you know what, like, how do I get on the Shade 45 show? Like, what is something for you as a curator, as a DJ? Like, what is it that you look for as far as music, so that you be like, yeah, you know what, this shit's hot, let me put it on my mix?
I mean, really, that's it. Like, if it's hot, like if I fuck with it, I give it a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to give people a chance. And sometimes it may not be as hot to me, but it may be hot to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, my opinion isn't the last opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has different opinions, but when I hear music and I vibe with it and I fuck with it, for the most part, I feel like I have a good judgment of music. I've been doing it for long enough to know what's good and what's not, based on my opinion. So, you know, I do get a lot of music submissions, like email, people like text me stuff all the time and want me to listen to stuff. Like, bro, I'll post something about my mom on Mother's Day, and somebody be like, "Hey, can you listen to my music?"
Bro,
I'll be
dude,
fuck,
dude, that is so bro, I kid you not. I swear to God, bro. We were talking with Gabe, and we were like, dog, like, some people don't give a fuck, bro. Like,
they don't date.
He was like, I think he said something like he posted a picture of him and his girl, and then something like that, and then people were like, yo, that's cool, but you opened my email, you didn't say shit, like some shit,
bro.
Like that.
People, like, the artists these days are so like, that's like, bro, like, I get it, man. Like, I'll listen to it, but fuck, like it. But I really think that it's etiquette. Like, a lot of artists don't have etiquette. You know, they don't know. They just want to get on. Yeah. You know, so I mean, fortunate enough, we started the league show started doing like these lists. like top 10 lists. Like I pick 5 songs, Gabe C pick 5 songs, and we try to get shine on the songs that people wouldn't really see otherwise. You know, and for me that was always the case. Like I always wanted to play music that people wouldn't hear otherwise, that you wouldn't hear on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear the singles, but I'm gonna play something that ain't the single, so you can really hear what the album sound like, or you can really hear what the mixtape sound like. You know, so that was my thing. I always wanted to give people their shine, or people that you never even heard of that are dope. It's just a lot of dope artists out there, and I feel like that's our responsibility as DJs to give people that that ear to, like, okay, like, oh damn, I heard it here. Like this, I know I can go here and hear some new music that I ain't never heard before from an artist that I ain't never heard of before, or even music from an artist that I know but I just never heard the music. You know what I'm saying? But we take that shit really serious. Yeah, hell yeah. We take the shit really serious. So it's been a blessing, man, to be on that on Shade 45.
Yeah, shout out to the team, man, because y'all kill it, man, on some real shit.
Thank you. And you killed it too when you was on too.
No, hell yeah, man. And then so then what was next? So you were helping Justin, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then how long after did it take to you to get into the Power 106 promotional team?
Man, years. I didn't do that till like late. Like, I just was like, fuck it, man. What's up? What I gotta do to get on? You know, and they're like, you know, I mean, it was many ways, but I felt like I wanted to show how committed I was. So then I'm like, I used to do the street team thing. Now this is like years later. I'm like, I used to do the street team thing. I could do it again. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Just to get my foot in the door. And that's what it was. I'm like, okay. And a lot of people wouldn't even do that because their egos would be too big. Like, I ain't doing that shit. Like, I ain't doing the street team shit. I ain't going to set up and do events and not be on the radio and da-da-da-da. But I felt like my ego wasn't too big to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how committed I am to, you know, getting the job done, and I did it.
Damn, that's dope, man. That's sick. No, and that's kind of like how we kind of got to know each other a little bit more. Cause I remember you always being with Just. Like I remember that shit. Like, oh, what's up, B? And then like you got hired on the street team, and that shit was cool, man. I don't know how long you did it for, but it was cool, man. Like just
I did it for like 3 years.
Time flies, bro.
Time flies like a motherfucker. We had some events and some concerts, that's for sure. Man.
We had some fun, bro. And then so then pretty much, okay, so you know you finished doing street team, right? And then I saw that, you know, you kind of make the jump to producing, right? So what made you kind of spark that creativity? Were you just like, hey, you know what, like what's next? Like how did that come about for you?
Producing was something that I always wanted to do. I just had to figure out how to do it and the right program to use, you know. And I was always into producers. Like Timberland is one of my favorite producers. You know what I'm saying? That I'm eventually gonna work with one day.
That's right.
Teddy Riley, Raphael Sadiq. There's so many. Brian Michael Cox, Los the Maestro, Buddha and Grands. It's so many producers that I look up to, and I've always looked up to over the years. You know, that just influenced me to really fall in love with the music, because I always loved the artist, but then I'm like, yo, who produced this?
Yeah, like what makes
like,
you just go like,
who made this shit? Like I get the artist sung it or the artist rapped over it, but who made this? And then I would tap into who made it. Like, oh, okay, and then I would follow their work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love like the production part of it. So once I got a chance to really get into producing, I started linking with other producers and different people and follow my passion. Like I followed what I wanted to do and what I loved, and it turned out really good so far.
What program do you use to produce?
Ableton. Yeah, I use Ableton. I also have FL, but I've been trying to, like, you know, I mean, to each his own. Everybody has their own production. You know what I'm saying? Like, FL is great for certain things. Ableton is great for certain things. Logic is great for certain things. It's just a matter. Everybody has their preference, you know. But for me, I was just, like I said, I was just obsessed with like watching the producers make the music. Like that was the behind the scenes shit. I was like, yeah, this shit is dope.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's cool that the artists get to rap on it, but how did they make it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then, like, for, what advice would you give for, like, maybe an upcoming DJ that wants to produce? Like, what would you say would be, like, maybe the first steps to kind of get into that? Would it just be getting, like, an FL or an Ableton? Like, what would you say helped you kind of start your journey for that?
Invest in yourself. I think that that's the most important thing. Where no matter what you're doing, invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to be something. But, like, if you don't invest in yourself, it's hard. Like, a lot of people say they want to do things and they don't invest in themselves, Yeah. Like, they rather spend money on Jordans or, other things, going out to the club, which is cool. Like, all that shit is straight. But, like, what's the bigger picture? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is something you really want to do, if you have a business, and no matter what you do, you have to invest in yourself some kind of way, and I think that that's important. So anybody that wants to do something like that, like, go ahead and buy, a $200, $300 laptop and get a crack version of FL if you can't afford the real version or whatever, however you want to do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Dear FBI, I'm not promoting that, but I'm just saying.
If that's an option,
I'm just saying, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. But I mean, sometimes that's what you got to do. So if that's what you got to do, I mean, just invest in yourself, man, and study your art and be around people that are doing the same thing and that are like-minded. Yeah. And it'll help you grow. People that are better than you. Be around people that are better than you. Like, you'll advance if you're around people. Like, if you're around producers that are better than you, you'll become a better producer. If you're around DJs that are better than you, you'll become a better DJ if you study them and be around them and learn from them. Yeah. No matter what you do, lawyer, doctor, anything, no matter what it is, just be around people that are like-minded and better than you at what you do, so you can advance to that level. Damn. That's important.
That's so good, bro. No, that's awesome, man. And then, so when you started producing, like, were you just making beats and, like, in your room, you were just like, fuck it, like, let's just get to it? Like, you were just practicing, looking up on YouTube and shit like that?
Practicing tutorials, YouTube, asking friends, being around producers and learning shit from them. And I linked up with my boy Derek, and we ended up doing some shit for Currency.
Oh shit.
And right now that's at like 5 million streams right now on Spotify alone.
Oh wow.
And they're getting ready to release the album called Plan of Attack, which is also the name of the single that we produce.
Damn, that's dope, man.
Along with 2 other people. And sometimes I didn't know that was gonna happen. Like, I got a call from someone, and they told me, my boy, he told me, like, hey, I'm in the studio with Currency, send me some beats. And my boy Ian, I'm like, all right, sent him some beats. And he hit me like, yo, they fucking with the beat. I'm like, okay. Like, all right, that's cool. Yeah. But I didn't know what that meant, because I ain't never got a placement before, And then a few months later, they hit me like, yo, we've been trying to get in contact with you.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh, word? Like, what's up? Yeah. And they like the beat. They're going to use the beat. They already got it, blah, 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 blah. And then they sent over paperwork, and I'm looking at the paperwork like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
like, this shit real.
Yeah.
This shit for real. They like, I had to give them my ASCAP number and everything. I'm like, oh, y'all really using the beat. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, man, the shit took off. Yeah. And it's something that I never would have imagined, but I always wanted to happen,
Yeah.
Like, people ask you all the time, do you ever see yourself on the radio or doing this or doing that? And you may say, yeah, but you don't know, but that's something that I wanted to happen, and it happened.
Yeah. That's dope, man. And were you, like, discouraged to send beats in the beginning? Like, you were
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, because for me, I'm my own worst critic.
Yeah.
So the shit that I may not think is cool, somebody else may love it, but sometimes I sit back, and I think we all have those fears of no matter what we do. Sometimes we kind of look like, I don't know. And then somebody be like, man, I love that shit.
And you're like,
you
really?
Be like, damn, you love that?
Yeah.
You sure? You hear the same shit I'm hearing, you love that?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. So, I mean, of course, you can have those discouraging moments, but you just gotta just trust in yourself. You know, like
Yeah.
I mean, rest in peace, Nip. Like he always said, like you always gonna have those moments where you doubt yourself or you want to give up, but you can't.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going.
Yeah. No, that's dope, man. And like, what do you think you do for yourself to I don't know if you've ever experienced like producer block. I know that's such a big topic in the producing community, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
where you feel like, you know, you're doing shit and everything is just seems not to be working, you know what I'm saying? Like have you gone through that, like producer block or anything like that?
I have, and I seen Timberland say sometimes you just gotta walk away.
Yeah.
You know, and Timberland, like I said earlier, Timberland's one of my biggest inspirations, production wise.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you just gotta walk away and like you know go do something else and come back to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you may not get it right off the rip, like that may not be it. You know, but you may sit there and just like I can't come up with nothing, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're not gonna feel like producing every day.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay to walk away and come back.
And do you feel like you look for anything for creativity, like or you think it just kind of comes just natural to you?
It comes through different forms. I think the main thing is just seeing other people in my genre or in music just be successful. It inspires me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people hate on people that are successful, but when I see success, it inspires me.
Yeah.
Like when I sit up and look at other producers, like OG Parker or who else I can think of that's like who else is big right now?
Shit, I'm trying. I mean, Mustard doing his thing.
Mustard,
you know what I mean?
yeah, like Mustard. I've been drinking, so I'm trying to figure it out.
But
But like you know, other producers that are really like you know like Weezy, like other producers that are really on fire.
Yeah.
Murder Beats.
Yeah.
Like it's inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like okay. And then once I see tutorials on how they did shit and ideas that they had, and you know, it's just like okay.
Yeah.
Like okay, I can do it. You know, so even with older producers like Alchemist, like I love Alchemist. Alchemist is dope.
Yeah.
He produced like one of my favorite songs out right now by Benny the Butcher, 5 to 50. That shit is crazy. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. I just like different producers and I get inspiration in different ways. So I may see a producer and I'm like, man, he's dope. And he may not even be from the West Coast or from the South or whatever, but he inspires me and it inspired me to do something. Yeah. And that's important.
That's awesome, bro. And then you said something earlier that if you could kind of break it down, that would be pretty dope. You know, you said ASCAP, you know, and then you got like BMI. You have all these things, you know, but I feel like that shit could get confusing for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if let's say that there's a producer out there that, you know, he probably doesn't know anything of the business side. He's just making beats. He's doing his thing and he sends his beat somewhere and it's like, hey, yo, send me your ASCAP and all that shit. Like, and he's like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you tell that person to do? Like, would it just do research or just like, how would you break that down for him?
I mean, anybody that's doing music, you need to do research on what you need to have in order to be successful financially and even in your own right. Like, besides the financial part of it, you have to cover your ass. It's like, the ASCAP part of it, the ASCAP BMI part of it is very important. It's like driving. Like if you're gonna drive, you gotta have a license. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna make music, you gotta have ASCAP or BMI or some kind of performing rights organization that represents you. In order to get paid. And those are two of the biggest performing rights organizations that help you. Help collect. You know what you do. So if you're not taking what you do seriously, I mean, you're tripping. Like, you gotta sign up to one of them, either ASCAP or BMI. Because they're the ones that are gonna help you get paid. Even as a rapper, as an artist, as a singer, you have to be a part of a performance rights organization. And ASCAP is what I chose, but you could choose BMI. You know, it's other ones, but ASCAP and BMI are the two most dominant ones in the industry that everybody that does music should be a part of. Whether it's ASCAP, BMI, or any of the other ones, you definitely need to be a part of a performing rights
Yeah.
organization.
I like that. Protect yourself, producers.
Protect yourself,
Protect
man, because
yourself.
you're not gonna get paid.
Yeah.
Otherwise, not let somebody just give you some bread for some shit. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like,
Yeah.
the right way.
Yeah.
You know, do your shit the right way.
I like that, man. And how do you feel so far as your producing, man? You feel pretty good? Like, now that you know you got a placement on, like, how you feel? What do you feel is next for you, man? Like, you feel like
I'm not content.
I like that.
Nah,
I
fuck
like
that.
Yeah.
I feel like I got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got much more to learn.
Yeah.
I feel like I got just a lot more to do. You know,
Yeah.
more collabs. And another misconception, I think a lot of people think that you can do it by yourself.
Talk about that.
You
Yeah.
can't. You can,
Yeah.
but it's very, very hard to do shit by yourself. Like, a lot of times it's the team that's behind you, that's around you, that's with you, that helps you get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
The team is important. You know, without a team, it's hard out there, man.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking hard. Like, you gotta have a real team behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know too many people that's doing this shit by themselves.
No,
They
man.
may look like it on social media and different outlets, but like
Yeah.
that, but it's not a lot of people out there doing it by themselves.
Yeah.
For real, for real. So I think the team is the most important thing. Like, having having good people around you to conduct business and help you with certain things is very important.
And do you feel that's just with time, or do you feel like it's just one of those that, like, I feel like it's hard to kind of, like, you know, when you speak about team, like, I feel like sometimes it's hard to be like, all right, you know, you're going to do this or you're going to do that. I feel like sometimes you just got to it naturally just comes together sometimes, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, how do you feel about it, like, when it comes to, like, building your team, you know what I mean? Like,
It can.
Yeah.
It can come together naturally. Sometimes you got to put it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to get your team together. You
Yeah.
know? But it's important to have a team. Very
Yeah.
important. Like, because I think we all fall victim of thinking we can do this shit on our own.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm self-made. I did this shit on my own. Like,
Yeah.
it's, like, everybody has that, like,
Yeah.
that ego.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I did it on my own. Like, man, listen, nobody that made it to the top did it on their own.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
They may front like that shit, but it was somebody that gave them an opportunity or that helped them get there. That's the reason that they're there.
Yeah.
You know, but people act like, oh, yeah, I did it on my own. Nah, you didn't do it on your own.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah. Negative.
Negative, partner.
Nah,
You can kill all that shit.
And I'm curious, bro. Like, you know, for someone, you know, I fuck with you, dog. You know, you're my bro, man. And for someone that's like trying to do their thing and making it happen, like, what do you say is like your daily routine? Like, what's your game plan? You just wake up, you talk to yourself. You're like, yo, I'm gonna fucking attack the day. Like, what's B-Eazy's daily routine?
I go to work, man.
Yeah, get that
I still
money.
work, man.
Yeah.
Like, I still, at this point in my life, I'm still working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I take time out to do the necessary things, but like, you got to pay the bills, man. So
Yeah.
I have responsibilities. I'm an adult, so
Yeah.
I can't just kick back like that and just not do nothing, you know?
Yeah.
So, for me, like, I get up in the morning and I go to work, and then
Yeah.
after I get off, I'm like, okay, what's the next step? Like, okay, today am I gonna make beats, or am I gonna go to the studio and record and,
Yeah.
you know, do Shade 45? And it's always something. Like, I always have a plan.
Yeah.
But even if I'm not in the studio, I'm still trying to learn something. I'm watching a YouTube video, learning something with a producer or something. Like, I always want to learn.
Yeah.
Always. Like, that's my main thing, learning my craft and my art. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing for me.
Yeah.
Every day, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have time to produce or do something that I want to do, I'll still try to learn something or listen to something that'll motivate me to be better.
Yeah.
Not and not even necessarily in music.
Right.
Like, just to be a better person in general.
Yeah.
You know, like, just be a better man and be a better son and be a better, you know, cousin or friend or whatever. Like, the motivation to be a better person is the most important thing for me.
Yeah.
And then the music shit, it comes after that.
Yeah. No, that's dope, man. And then, you know, before we get out of here, bro, like, just overall, you know, I love hearing your story and stuff like that. Like, how do you feel, you know, you're at your place right now? You know, you feel good, like, with your space, like, you feel like you're in a good spot in just life, just in general. You feel good, like, just it sounds like you've accomplished a lot of things, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I have accomplished a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm blessed that I have, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to do more, and I definitely don't feel like it's it for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm always hard on myself as far as like accomplishing shit. Like I don't never sit back and reflect on it.
Yeah.
I just keep going. I keep going and I keep going and I keep going and I keep going because I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's because, like, I don't know about you, but being a Virgo, I don't know if it's because that's when we were born or I don't know if it's a zodiac thing or whatever the case may be, but I'm never satisfied on what I do. Like, I'm like, yeah, I did that, but I can do some more or I could do better, you know? So I always want more for myself.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with anybody else, just me. Like, I just want more. So for me, it's just like, I just want to keep going and going and going and going. And then one day I'll sit back and reflect on it. But I feel like I got a long way to go.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just the beginning for me. It's just the beginning.
I feel you, bro. It's crazy because I talk this shit with my cousin. Like, he'd be like, hey, man, like, sometimes you don't think, like, the stuff that you do. And I'm like, nah, like, I don't really think about it like that. I just want to keep going.
You got to keep going.
But is that bad? You think that's bad or not? Or you think it's just
like, we don't have time to stop and think about that shit until somebody brings it to our attention. Yeah. But, like, me personally, I don't have time. Like, I don't feel like I've done enough yet. Yeah. And I don't think I ever feel like I've done enough until... I don't know, maybe it'll come one day. Yeah. But for now, nah. I feel like I ain't did shit. Yeah. But I did a lot. Yeah. You know?
But I think it's good though, because it kind of keeps it just kind of going. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah. Like I got a long way to go, and I thank God that I'm able to do so, and I thank God for the people around me that are helping me, you know, with my climb up the ladder. Like, I appreciate you bringing me on the show.
Of course.
Like, I think that's dope. I think that it's dope that you doing a show like you at 75. Yeah. I was watching the show with Mars. Yeah. The interview with Mars, and he was, you know, congratulating you, and I'm like, man, it's 75. It's like, crazy, that's dope, right? Too, bro. Yeah.
Thank you,
bro. We at 75,
yeah,
right?
75.
We
I'm
25
like,
away from 100.
Yeah, I know, bro. It's a
25
trip.
away from 100.
It's
so
a trip, man.
That's big, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That's big. So congratulations on that. Like, that's an accomplishment too. Yeah. You know, stick with it, stay with it, and keep it going.
No, thank you, bro. I fuck with you heavy, man. And you know, obviously, before we get out, man, any upcoming projects you're working on? Anybody want to shout out before we say peace to the live stream and the?
Oh yeah, I'm on live.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, what's good?
What's up? How y'all doing? Look. Yeah, I'm on live. Y'all can't see Beatdrop. He over there, but
like, who the fuck is that person talking?
It look like I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
But shout out to everybody tuned in. Yeah. I'm looking at the camera right now, but shout out to everybody tuned in. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing the growth and success of your show too. Thank you know, I feel like it's a dope thing that you have. Yeah. You know, for people to come on and get to explain their story. Yeah. So thank you for having me.
Well, that's awesome, bro. And I also just before I want to shout out also, man, your mom, man. It sounds like she really holding you down, man. You know
shout out to moms, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Easy.
Yeah.
Shout out to my pops too, man.
That's right.
He good too, man. He be holding me down, man. He always used to give him like power gear and shit.
Yeah. With the flyers shit.
He be at 7-Eleven wearing a Power 106 hat.
I'm like, yo, where my hat at? Imagine. I think B-Eazy took my hat.
Yeah, steal your shit, give it to my dad. People walk in 7-Eleven like, hey man, where you get that power hat from? Like, my son worked for Power 106.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. B, appreciate you, dog.
Man, thank you for having me.
I can't wait to hear more records of yours, bro.
Oh yeah, it's coming, bro. It's gonna be there soon.
Yeah, let me put like a clap on it, and it's just I can have my name on it. You know,
good, bro. We got to link, man. We got to definitely link.
Yeah, we got to now. Yep. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Shout out to your son too, man. He getting big, man.
His Lil Drop is something else, man.
Lil Drop.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Lil Drop.
That's right. I appreciate you. We out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.